This episode of Love Island USA, the girls get an opportunity to spy on the boys, and I really like this input, this twist. And yeah, I think it's very much reminiscent of you see how men switch up when they're with their friends, when they're with their male friends. The behavior switches, the mask slips, and they're more of their true selves. They love to put on a facade, they love to put on a mask when they're pursuing women, but when they're with their friends, we see the real them. And it was almost like a social kind of psychological experiment, because I do think we did see bits of them that were the real them, but then we also saw the bits of the boys where it's clear that they're behaving in a way that they want to impress the other boys. And we see this time and time and again. A lot of this is, the bravado, the disrespecting women. I feel like when men get together, sometimes they feel like they have to disrespect women to get points from other men. And I personally think it's very weird, especially when it's like the woman that they're dating and they actually like that woman. They will, because they're behind closed doors, they don't think anyone can see them, they don't think anyone could hear them. They will still go and insult the woman that they claim to like to get brownie points from their bros, which I just think is so fucking weird. And, the women in the villa can see it for themselves. Obviously, as women, we know this. We know how men are. We know how they are behind closed doors. And we know we always have to have like a suspicion of doubt on them, because men in general are questionable people. But the women were definitely clocking shit. They were definitely clocking shit. But I knew he was plotting. I knew he was plotting, and he was probably waiting for more bombshells to come in to switch up on Shakira. Shakira probably suspected it too, and she saw it basically play out. We see him with the boys talking about the girls are having it too easy, we need to stress them out, blah, 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 blah. Ill. It's just like, what's going on with your life when you just feel like your whole life needs to be plotting and scheming on women? Like, that's actually really sad as a man. So I think Shakira has peeped that. Obviously, she's with him now, but she's definitely keeping her options open. Then suddenly people are revealing, oh, so-and-so is not my actual type. We have Connor. Connor has audacity. Connor should even keep his mouth quiet. He basically says Tony's not his type. He tries to gloss it up in the beginning to be like, I don't think we're either of each other's type. Which I think is true, to be fair. I don't think that Connor would be Tony's specific type. But she's been kind enough not to say it. And also, it's just kind of a thing where in society, social currency is different. Men can get away with not having the looks in society because that's not their social currency. Yes, women appreciate a good-looking man, and yes, society appreciates a good-looking man, but is that their main social currency? No. But it is women's main social currency in the current society. It's about looks. So there's definitely a different power dynamic in a relationship where the man is not attracted to the woman versus like the woman not being physically attracted to the man. There's definitely a different power dynamic there. And Tony is obviously not very happy about that. Obviously, did he lie? No, but like I said, it's different because men and women have different social currencies. And, in an ideal world, a woman probably doesn't want to be, especially Tony, because Tony seems clued up. She doesn't want to be with a man that doesn't find her physically attractive. Of course, on Love Island, social currency of looks in general, man or woman, is higher in general than in society. But historically, the men who look a little bit questionable, who are not necessarily the most conventionally attractive, get away with shit. We see it every season. They be casting the women are 10s out of 10s and the men are not. And the women just have to make do and they're making it work. And that's what Connor is giving. He's giving the women have to make it work with Connor, looks-wise. So personally, I just feel like Connor should be smart and not be mentioning people's looks, because I feel like it's a bit cheeky. Another one who says their partner is not their typical physical type is Harry. He says Helena is not his physical type. And I know Helena just wanted the ground to swallow her up, because she's been doing a lot and she's been doing way too much just to find out that he's not even physically attracted to you. So he's just been using you as a body, as a fun time. Embarrassing. But I'll talk about the cautionary tale of being a pick-me on a separate video for Helena. We also see Tommy basically saying that he thinks that he's a safe option for Megan. Is he a safe option for Megan? I don't think that's necessarily a lie, but Megan is a very attractive woman and she has options. She could have got with Shay if she wanted. Would Shay play around? I think he could. He would if he could, but he can't because his personality is so dry. So Megan, in theory, could get with Shay and probably last a long time simply because Shay has no redeeming qualities past his looks and he's quite boring. So Shay could also be a safe option. So I don't know whether that's necessarily him being honest or whether that's him being a bit insecure. But the fact that he's saying it out loud, it kind of burst the bubble of his kind of wholesome, mama's boy persona. Like he's just here to find a good woman, he's here to find a good woman with good morals. The way that he feels the need to point that out, that he feels like he's the safe option for Megan, insinuating that Megan may have an ulterior motive. It shows that he's got something in him. He's got a little bit of F-boy in him. He's got a little bit of I might while out because I'm insecure about this thing in him. And Megan is definitely peeping that. And I don't know, should she ignore that or should she address it? What do you guys think? Remel, I feel like he pretty much is very open and that hasn't been a secret, but he makes it very clear that he's open to getting to know the bombshells, and I fear for Alima. I feel like if one of the bombshells showed interest in him, namely Melisha, I think Alima would be gone. And I think Alima kind of knows that. And it's just sad for Alima because she doesn't really have many options, It's quite sad. But, I mean, it seems like Melisha is going for Dijon, so maybe that could be her saving grace. Dijon, I don't know. I feel like Dijon hasn't really been that bad. I feel like obviously with the boys, I don't know, he was kind of being, I don't know, because in the house he's been very respectful. But then now that he's alone and Megan's not there and he doesn't think that Megan can see him, he's being very touchy-feely with the girls and stuff like that. And I guess that's what it would be like in the real world. Obviously, in Love Island, it's a bit different. In the real world, you're going out, no one can, your other people on your roster can't see you. But yeah, obviously he's seeing Megan isn't there. He's just, he's got his arm around people, he's holding people's hands. He's like, yeah. But he seems very excited to be with Melisha. I think Melisha's definitely his type. I think Megan is his type as well. I think he gives me like he likes white women and he likes mixed race women or light skinned women. So I think Melisha is his type. And I feel like out of the two, would he rather be with Megan or Melisha? I think he would rather be with Melisha based off of looks and comfortability. Because I feel like even though he's attracted to Megan, I feel like deep down he kind of knows that he's not Megan's type. That he'd probably rather be with Melisha. But yeah, what did you guys think about this whole spying section? Are we here for it? Like I said, I'm definitely here for it because this is where we see the men in their true form when they're with their boys. When people are trying to get dirt on their partner or they're suspicious of their partner, the person that they're dating, they go see if they're speaking to other girls. No, you need to be going inside the boys' group chats. That's what you need to be doing. But yeah, let me know what you think about this whole scenario and the revelations.